A Nightmare on Elm Street, a potential true story, The Conjuring 2 being pushed back, what will be replacing it? And Tom Hardy in the lineup to play X-Men's Apocalypse. All this and more with Dr. Movie 91 on Movie News Monday. What is up, my movie fanatics, and welcome to another Movie News Monday. Actually, it's going to be a special Movie News Monday. This week, all but one story is about horror movies. Might as well, tis the season, let's talk about horror movies. And if you guys are not aware of my Fear Face-Off, now go check those out. I'll leave a link to the playlist below. Yeah, we're having fun. So, let's jump right into the news. So first up, I want to talk about the one story that is not horror movie related, and it is X-Men Apocalypse. Now there's been a lot of talk about who is going to be playing Apocalypse himself. And one of the guys mentioned is Tom Hardy. Now this actually really grabbed my attention. Because when I think of Tom Hardy, I think of Bane, and I thought he did a phenomenal job as Bane. Hands down, he was great. But he's a big dude. He knows how to make you hate him, but love him at the same time. What I mean is, like, you want to hate the villain, but you want to love the villain. Like, you want to be able to connect to the villain and be like, the idea of this villain is to make the hero's life miserable, and he or she is doing that. So I think Tom Hardy has done that successfully, and he can easily do it again, as Apocalypse. Plus, I mean, he's a big dude. He's jacked. Look at him as Bane. So I just picture him in the blue with like the arms painted and all like, just Apocalypse-like. So what are your guys' opinion if Tom Hardy gets the role as Apocalypse? So on to the horror news. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a classic movie. We all know Freddy. He haunts your dreams and he kills you in there. So, don't fall asleep is which you kind of not want to do, which is really interesting because when you get sleep deprived, you will just fall asleep anywhere, and that is what's awesome about that movie. You hope and pray that these victims of Freddy do not fall asleep. So Wes Craven was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, and he's talking about this family who survived a killing in Cambodia, and they moved to the United States, and their one son could not fall asleep for the life of him because he thought that he was going to die. Something was going to get him. So that's in a sick, twisted way. That is how he came up with Freddy. So in a sense, really, somebody getting you in your dreams is technically based off of a true story, but Freddy himself is not based off of a true story that we know of. Who knows what Wes Craven is thinking about. So yeah, I was very intrigued by this story to hear that a family survived a horrible tragedy in their lives, and when we go through those things, you don't know how to cope with it. You have PTSD and with those types of things. So to have this young innocent boy think that the boogeyman's going to get him in his sleep, technically, it was just shocking to read that. And it's sad in a weird way. It's kind of weird to say this, but it's sad that somebody had to suffer to make Freddy born and, be so successful over the years. What do you guys think of that? Cabin Fever, a classic horror movie that most of us know. It is a great movie. If you've never seen it, 'tis the season. Check it out, guys. But anyway, Eli Roth and Randy Perlstein wrote the original script. And this is what's really interesting. We're getting a remake of this film. I know, another movie remake. You're like, Doc, you always talk about remakes. I do always talk about remakes. But this is actually, for me, is getting the thumbs up. And you know how rare it is for a remake in my eyes to get a thumbs up. Well, the new director, Travis Zarwine, I don't even know if that's right, but he's directing the remake. He is taking the original script and he is basing the movie off of that. So what do the guys think of that? Well, they're actually really impressed. Eli and Randy are both very happy, and they're excited to see where it turns out, and they think he's very talented. So in reality, he's doing an actual remake. I guess the best way to compare this would be a show, like a stage show. something like Fiddle on the Roof or something, they basically have the same lines and the same script, and then they just, you know, put you on stage and make you go at it or whatever. But different characters and stuff. But I'm really excited to see this because taking the original script and studying it and perfecting it and going off of that is a big step, and that's how all remakes in my eyes should be done. But I have to ask the question, do you guys want to see a Cabin Fever remake? Yes or no? The Conjuring. We all remember this film about the family who got haunted by a ghost, the laugh and go clap. And now this year we had the prequel to The Conjuring, which was Annabelle. And now, before the movie was even released, the original Conjuring was released, they were talking about The Conjuring 2. It was originally going to be in theaters October 23rd, 2015, but Warner Brothers is like, no, that is not happening. We're pushing it back to 2016. You know, this is a good thing. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about Annabelle, so I guess the way I want to say this is I don't want them to just milk the cow dry and just produce movies and get it out there. The Conjuring was a great film. Most people loved it. And I feel like that in order to do The Conjuring 2, they need to do it again. So by them pushing it back just tells me that they're serious about this and they want to make a great sequel. So what are they going to do in October of 2015? Well, they're doing another horror movie, but it is unannounced. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it's about. We don't know what's going on. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So thank you guys for joining me on another Movie News Monday. As always, if you like this video and you want to see more, give me a thumbs up, write me a comment. That way I know to keep doing these videos. And as always, everybody, take care and happy watching.